Hey guys, Jarell here, Grey Wolf TV, and we are back with our reactions to Fringe. This is episode 13. Now, the last episode gave us a bit of a reveal at the end that Sam Weiss, the guy who Nina put Olivia onto when she was recovering from her trip over to the other side the first time and got in the car crash, it turns out he looks as though he's the author of all of these books, all in different languages, by the first people. We need to know more because he clearly knows way more than he's letting on, and he's told us that the machine will respond to Peter depending on what frame of mind and mood he's in and at what frequency he's vibrating at, as to which Olivia he will choose, meaning which universe will survive. I've no idea. Let's just get on with this. This is episode 13.
No way, yeah. Waiting on someone who got delayed. Could you pass me the salt, please?
Sure. Thank you.
Well, you might not have seen that, but I did. This is that dude whose glasses he swallowed.
Please, help!
Okay.
I don't know. How about we hop on an airship and go down to Annapolis like we used to?
Annapolis?
Yeah. You could go to the crab shack on the wharf or...
Oh, Brecky's?
Right? Remember how great their jukebox was?
I would love that.
Bug eruption. A guy named Harry Millman, 42 years old. They found him in the bathroom. Bugs had eaten their way from the inside out.
Okay, so they're pretty, but what are they?
No idea. We've been through, what, 3 different insect databases. We still can't find a match.
The experiments with the chemical we synthesized from the other Olivia's brain. It appears there's been a breakthrough. This subject was given his second dose of the day.
How are you doing this? I don't know.
They started testing on people.
9 test subjects get an injection and die within 30 minutes. This one develops a telekinetic ability.
Age. This subject was the youngest of the group, which would make sense given your notion that the human brain is infinitely capable at birth.
They're too old.
We need younger subjects. I think the children... No. Sir, we may be close.
No children. That is not an option. You have to try something else.
Mansonian bubliosis, which answers
Skeletal
one
beetle.
question but raises a whole bunch of others. Skeletal beetles are parasitic. They lived exclusively in sheep.
Yeah.
And given that all the sheep died out 10 years ago,
The bugs died with them.
10 milliliters of the protein complex to catalyze a reaction. If the enzyme is present, the indicator will turn pink.
Well, he's clearly a scientist. Blue, not pink. I don't know what that means.
We've cleared 62.237% of people who could possibly have been exposed. That's enough to make a statistical inference. This is not an epidemic.
I guess for you two, this kind of thing is romantic. Brings back memories, huh?
Hoboken?
Uh-huh. It's nothing like a little cholera outbreak to bring 2 people together.
I was hoping if the case wraps up this weekend, if Olivia could have a few days.
How's it going?
Well, we have had 200 phone calls, mostly from nut jobs and scared
Frank's gonna
old
ask you to marry him. I promised I'd keep it a secret, but you know me, I can't keep a secret.
Do you know where we could find Dr. Silva?
Well, in fact, a few years ago, I heard he tried to kill himself. I didn't really know him that well, but it was like those bugs were his whole life. When the sheep died out, he was a mess.
I would have told you that I would sacrifice anything to save our world. And in fact, there are lines I simply cannot cross. Does that make me weak?
No.
Peter was here. He was here of his own choosing, as he needs to be.
As he needs
And
to
I lost him. Underestimated his attachments over there.
Back in 97, claims he was close to a vaccine for the avian flu.
Gosh, if that's true,
I know, it would have saved millions. Thing is,
avian flu.
his research, it reads a little off the wall. Here, take a look at this.
We've already
The
killed
vaccine
that.
was based on an enzyme that the skelter beetle produced. And that could account for the reason why the bugs are killing their human hosts.
Yeah.
But I just called the lab. They said the bugs they got from the first victim, they weren't mature enough to create the enzyme.
But the bugs got bigger with the second victim.
Oh,
They did?
Yeah. Maybe he is modifying his...
he's adjusting it.
Okay, so say you're right. What would he need?
Like equipment?
Yeah.
And you forgot this.
Oh, God,
I was gonna
no.
wait till this weekend. I know we have a lot to figure out. There's your job, and there's my job, and there's my mother. Look, being away from you made me realize how much I can't stand being away from you.
Yes.
What? I'm not sure you've thought that through.
Frank asked me and I said yes.
And
Yeah. Why?
you happy?
Yeah, I am.
Whoa!
Where's Lincoln? Come on, do yourself a favor and just let me go.
They'll thank me. The whole world.
Thank you for what? Your vaccine?
When the sheep died out, I tried. Cows, goats, primates, none of them could host the beetles. Humans were my only option. My work is nearly complete. See, the second batch of specimen were almost mature enough, but not quite. And then I realized Queen can hatch her own eggs. She can create a legion, not for my vaccine. One more human host to bring the queen beetle to term.
But it's over now. Because we know who you are.
You don't understand. The gestation has already begun.
Oh,
What did you
Christ.
give me? What the hell did you give me?
Don't shoot him! Jesus.
Frank! Oh, Frank.
You dosed her. She's been
God
infected
damn
with a deadly
it.
parasite. The next 10 minutes are critical. In my kit, there's a vial of metriphenate. It's an anti-parasitic.
Tell me how to save her.
If you want your friend to live, put down the gun and do exactly as I say.
Can you zoom
This
in?
is
What do you
rough.
see, Frank?
I see movement.
What?
What's going on here?
I gave you what you wanted. Now you tell me how to save her.
She doesn't need saving. I didn't infect her.
She was sick.
Not because of me. She's not the final host.
Syringe is ready. Look at the beta HCG levels in her blood.
The picture on the sonogram?
Uh-huh.
You're not infected.
No.
You're pregnant.
Oh. Wow, he was willing to do anything, wasn't he?
That the baby's healthy.
Never mind
And
that.
that the fall and the adrenaline triggered some kind of morning sickness.
Ah,
How far along are you? Liv,
shit.
how long have you been pregnant?
6 weeks.
He wasn't here.
That's all I needed to know.
Has he moved out already?
Hope this isn't a bad time.
Please come in.
I heard the news about your pregnancy. You'll have whatever resources you need. After all, you are the mother of my future grandchild.
Are you seriously kidding me? That episode was ram-packed, full of information, regardless of the storyline of the episode. Where the hell do I start with this? So Frank arrives back. All is well. He's about to ask her to marry him. She says yes. She says she's happy to say yes. She's putting Peter to the back of her mind, trying to forget about it. And the case she's investigating ends up bringing out the truth. And it's Waltonet's grandson. In effect, he's right. And it's also given him a way of possibly getting Peter to come back to this side. Now then. Remember what Sam Weiss said at the end of the last episode? It will depend on what universe survives as to how the machine and Peter interact with one another and who he chooses. And Nina said, oh, well, it'll be our Olivia, and he's like, I won't be so sure about that. If he finds out that this Olivia is pregnant with his child, game's over. Literally, the game's over. He's gonna go. Who wouldn't? Oh, what a mess. What I don't know was, I'm pretty sure, 95% sure, that was not part of her mission. From her standpoint, or Walton's, I'm sure that wasn't in there, because she wasn't actually supposed to fall for Peter. So, this is entirely accidental. But either way, it's given Waltonet leverage over Peter, and it's also possibly given them leverage over which world survives, because when Peter finds out, if he finds out, it's going to change the entire dynamic. I thought I was going to have a lot to discuss. I wasn't expecting that, because that's the first big part of information that we've got from the episode. But the other part was halfway through the episode. And that is when, I've forgotten his name, the guy who works in the lab with him, Brandon, that's it, showed him that they'd started using the Cortexophane that they've come up with from our Olivia. They've started using it on test subjects, and they tested 10 people, 9 of them died. But one of them developed an ability, but he lasted like 20 minutes, half an hour before he killed over and died as well. And he's figured out it's because they need to be, while the brain is more malleable, while they're not so conditioned to the world, and you have to experiment on them while they're children. We know this. Walter and William Bell knew this, and we know the history of everything. But this Waltonet, stopped it dead right there and went, no, absolutely no way. We are not experimenting on children. We'll have to find another way. And then when he's talking to his bit on the side, whatever you want to call it, he said, there are simply lines I am not willing to cross. That is a big eye-opener for me, because if our Walter was 100% complete with all the pieces of the brain that he's got missing, if he didn't have that and he was the person he was in the 80s and the 90s when he was doing all this experimentation, he was probably far more ruthless and willing to cross the line than Waltonet is. So we've had 3 seasons now of us, well, at least a season and a half, 2 seasons of us knowing about the other side and knowing that they're all the bad guys, and they think that we're the bad guys, and then we're led to believe that Waltonet is this person who's trying to destroy our entire planet, and he's ruthless and he's willing to go as far as it takes, and he is willing to go pretty far, but not on every subject. There's certain things and certain lines he isn't prepared to cross that our Walter has. What a freaking conundrum. This series is just, it's just so good. It's so well written, and they must have known they had all this story in place before they shot all of this. They weren't just thinking on the fly, you know, what do we do this week, what episode do we do this week. They must have had all this down, because even when you get an episode like that is kind of episodic of the week, that was just about another scientist who had enough hubris to not give a crap, who he sacrificed, humans included, to be able to perfect his research. And as far as he was concerned in this episode, that doctor felt justified in continuing with his research with what he did, because he felt Mother Nature herself and the world changed on him, took away his ability to be able to perfect his antidote for avian flu, and decided, then I'll just do it another way, I'll do whatever it takes. The hubris again. And Walter is the same. I know he's not anymore, he's kind of a half breed of man that he was, you know, he's half the man that he was, I should say. But that has just made me look at Walter in a completely different light. He's become ruthless to a point that was required to try to do what he thought was protecting his world from what appeared from his side, invaders from the other side, from us, by our Walter coming along, taking his son and wrecking their world. So all these shapeshifters that he's come up with and all these different ways he's looked at being able to take us down has been for that one objective. So how are you supposed to look at this now? They're both as bad as each other, and they're both not as bad as each other. I'm confused. So that was a big episode for me, even though it was kind of episode of the week, and the fact that their side no longer has sheep, and that's why this guy did this. I mean, there's no way for Peter to know that she's pregnant with his kid yet. I have a feeling Walton is going to intervene to change that, because it's a way of him getting Peter back. Right, I'll have to leave it there, guys, though I'm going to be waffling on for half an hour with this, because I feel like there's so much to talk about with what just happened. That was episode 13. We will talk more about it next time they bring this subject up, whether it's the next episode or not. So the next one will be episode 14. If you enjoyed this, guys, please post your comments down below. Let me know your theories, no spoilers, and I will see you for the next episode very soon. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and turn your notifications on, and you'll know when the next episode is available. Till then, thank you very much for watching. Please take care out there, stay safe at home, and I'll see you in the next one.